At 79, Bernard Keller was one of the richest men in San Francisco, a real estate magnate who once sat at the top of every business journal. But in his old age, Bernard had become reclusive, suspicious, and emotionally hollow. After decades of betrayal from greedy relatives, disloyal business partners, and even his personal driver who once tried to rob him, Bernard locked himself inside his sprawling hilltop mansion, surrounded by gold-trimmed rooms, priceless art, and high-tech security. People called him the Old Fortress. But there was one thing Bernard still needed: someone to help clean and maintain the estate. So, through a third-party agency, a maid was hired. Her name was Sofia Ramirez, a 26-year-old immigrant from Colombia, working 2 jobs and attending night school. Her dream? To become a nurse and one day open a health clinic in her village back home. The day Sofia arrived, Bernard barely acknowledged her, from behind his thick glasses and wrinkled hands. He observed her like an experiment. She was polite, efficient, and seemed to disappear quietly into her duties. But Bernard had a rule: never trust anyone blindly. So, 3 days after Sofia's arrival, he prepared a test. That morning, before Sofia came to clean the study, Bernard deliberately left the safe open. It wasn't subtle. Just past a mahogany bookshelf, the heavy steel door gaped open, revealing neat stacks of cash, gold coins, and documents. On purpose, he disabled one camera and positioned another discreetly behind a clock, hidden from plain sight. He then left the house, pretending he had a meeting in the city. From his car parked outside the gates, Bernard watched everything unfold on his tablet. He expected the same thing he'd seen before: greed. In the past, other staff had pocketed things: watches, pens, even bundles of cash. And each time, Bernard quietly fired them, believing that integrity was extinct. But Sofia was different. She entered the study humming a soft Spanish lullaby. Her eyes widened slightly when she noticed the safe, but she didn't panic. She didn't rush to it either. Instead, she stepped back, pulled out her phone, and called the estate manager. "Hi, Mr. Collins," she said. "I think Mr. Keller may have left the safe open. I'm not sure what to do, but I wanted someone to know." Then, to Bernard's utter astonishment, she pulled a chair and sat down in front of the safe, like a silent guard. For nearly 3 hours, she didn't move. She didn't touch anything. She didn't even pick up a call from someone labeled Mama. "Mom, I can't talk much. I'm working. Yes, I know the bank wants to take the house, but I can't do anything right now. God will provide." Tears welled up in her eyes, but she wiped them away quickly. A few minutes later, she stood up, walked to the safe, and closed it. She didn't touch the money. Instead, she entered the emergency lock code posted in the staff manual and locked it securely. Bernard was speechless. That evening, he returned home and summoned Sofia to the study. "You were alone today," he said quietly, seated behind a massive oak desk. And the safe was open. Sofia froze. "Yes, sir. I didn't know what to do at first, but you guarded it. You even locked it," he interrupted. "Why?" She looked down. "Because it wasn't mine." He studied her. "Even if your family's home is about to be taken away?" She blinked. "Especially then. My mother taught me, if you lose your honesty to gain money, you've lost far more than a house." Bernard leaned back and opened the drawer. He slid an envelope across the table. $50,000. "Take it." Sofia shook her head. "No, sir. I didn't do it for a reward." Then she paused. "Actually, I applied to this job not just for the income," she said slowly. 2 years ago, someone paid for my little brother's surgery. It saved his life. We never knew who it was. But in the hospital record, we saw a donor name. B. Keller Foundation. Bernard's lips parted slightly. "I just wanted to meet the man who helped my family. To say thank you." He stood up, walked to the safe, and retrieved a dusty leather file. Opening it, he pulled out a copy of the donation record and slid it toward her. "It was me," he admitted. "I had no idea that little boy was your brother." Sofia nodded, eyes glistening. "You passed the test," he said. "But more importantly, you reminded me of something I forgot a long time ago, why I started helping people in the first place." He handed her another document. It was a contract. You're no longer a maid. I want you to become the director of a new program I'm launching, the Sofia Initiative, a fund for young women from low-income backgrounds who want to pursue healthcare and education. Sofia was stunned. I don't think I'm ready. Exactly why you're perfect, Bernard smiled. You do the right thing even when no one's watching. 6 months later, Sofia stood on stage at the opening of the first free community clinic under the Sofia Initiative. Her mother and brother were in the front row, crying. Bernard, standing beside her, smiled proudly. He was no longer the old fortress. His mansion now echoed with the voices of interns, foundation members, and children. Sofia had brought light into a life long overshadowed by doubt and mistrust. And one evening, as they watched the sunset from the balcony, Bernard said softly, I once thought that money was the greatest treasure I had, but now I know it's people like you, and the good we leave behind. Dear viewers, if Sofia and Bernard's story moved you, leave a red heart in the comments and tell us. Have you ever witnessed an act of quiet integrity that changed everything? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories that remind us sometimes the smallest test reveals the biggest truths.